Green Lantern Corps number 4, written by Peter J. Tomasi, art by Fernando Pasarin. Left off last issue with the entire Corps being saved by one of the teleporting lanterns, except for like 5 of them that got left behind. And of course, one of those 5 is John Stewart, left in the middle of the Keeper's grasp. As I explained at some point, we haven't actually technically been revealed that they're called Keepers. We'll get that at the end of this issue, but I'm tired of calling them the enemy or the bad guys or whatever. So they're called the Keepers. Regardless, pick up this issue and they're still trapped in the middle of a bunch of the Keepers, and John's like, well, come at us. We're not going down without a fight. And the Keepers are like, yeah, well, except you are, because you are literally out of energy and there's only like 5 of you. So yeah, we're just gonna take you now. You literally have no way of fighting us. And one of the Green Lanterns grabs one of their weapons and is like, well, your weapons aren't out of energy. Ha ha. And he goes to slash one of them, but it's DNA locked, so the weapons will only work for Keepers. And he's like, yeah, it kind of works like your rings, you know, because we clearly have some link to that, you goddamn idiot. So he goes to slash the captured lanterns, except for John for some reason, so that John can jump in and be like, whoa, hold up. We, because our rings are out of energy, are unarmed, which means that we can't hurt you. And he's like, okay, well, you still have your minds, which is kind of a thing, especially when you have willpower rings. He's like, okay, but under this Star Treaty of Aveneg, you have to take us as prisoners and you can't hurt us because of the Keeper's just like, what? We don't care. We don't care about any treaty. What makes you think we care about any treaties? Do we seem like the kind of guy? Okay, you know what? Fine. We will take you as prisoners, but we need to make sure that you know we mean business. And they stab one of the Green Lanterns through the head. And, of course, the other Green Lanterns are all freaking out. But I absolutely love this page because this Green Lantern does not have a name. He is not a named Green Lantern. And I know this because every time that they're about to say his name, like it would make sense to say this Green Lantern's name, they conveniently cut it off. Like, my favorite here is, but John, he murdered, listen to me, damn it. Like, they just did the dash and had John interrupt him. Like, I love it. Anyway, so John calms them down, makes sure they don't do anything crazy so that they can get some more information on what in the world they're facing. Speaking of what in the world they're facing and information thereof, we cut back to Oa, where Guy Gardner is interrogating the one Keeper that they knocked out on the battlefield. They took off all of his armor, and he is just disgusting looking. He is like a green bag of goo. You can see his skeleton underneath, except it's not even completely skeleton. It's got like face skin still on there. It's gross. Anyway, Guy's making fun of how ugly he is. He has like a bunch of cameras set up with Green Lantern constructs. He's like, time for your close up, and he just smashes the camera into the face of this guy. And he's talking to Selak, and he's like, Selak, do the Guardians know what these things are yet? And Selak's like, let me check. No, they don't know what these guys are yet. And he's like, cool. Well, what about that telepath we have that can read the minds of the dead? It's like, well, first off, that was that Lantern Sarek died on Ryut, like when this book started. Secondly, you're not going to kill the prisoner guy. And Guy's like, dude, I'm trying to play bad cop here. Can you please just let me play bad cop? Can you please just stop being such a pain in the ass? And basically he just keeps on threatening the guy of how deep they're going to dig into his mind to find out his secrets. Then we get like a training montage, like a revenge montage, I don't know how you want to call it, of just all the Green Lanterns who were on that initial team just being pissed off at like the fact that they failed. You get Kanu, who's smashing boulders, being like, I will never leave behind anyone again. You get Isamat Kal, who is still by far the best one out of this team. He's has a bad dream that he's being attacked, and when he wakes up, he was actually making Green Lantern constructs to like attack him. Apparently, he does grow his limbs back though, so that's like he grows them back quickly-ish. It'll take a couple weeks, so he's not worried about that. Then we cut to Sheriff Martin, who is like in the danger room attacking robots, and it's like, oh, you did that with 96% efficiency, and she's like, set up the next one. We're not stopping until I hit 100% efficiency. Then Isamat Kal comes in and stops her and is like, hey, can I join in? I want to break some robots too. And they just get to talking, and Izamon's like, I'm glad that I'm going to get my limbs back because having this ring on my tongue tastes really bad. And Sheriff's like, you're really good at moving around your tail. Why not put your ring on your tail? And Izamon's like, why don't you shut up? And then he proceeds to put the ring on his tail, showing that he just never really thought about it. Then we cut to the planet of the Keepers. It's just this barren wasteland. They portal in, bringing John and other Green Lanterns with them. And they're like, hey, welcome to our planet. You may lose your lives as you cross the Emerald Plains. But then we just see it's more barren wasteland. The only difference is that there are holes where all in the shape of lanterns, but they're all empty. So take that for what you will for the next 4 pages until it reveals itself. So then we cut back to Guy. He's still in the interrogation room. He's like, I know we haven't done anything for the past few hours, but I'm still going to dig real deep. And Martian Manhunter comes up through the floor, and he's like, hi, I'm Martian Manhunter. I'm here to help you dig real deep. And Guy's like, dude, who are you? What are you doing here? And he's like, I'm a Martian. I'm part of Stormwatch. Please buy Stormwatch. I'm a telepath, and I'm going to read this guy's mind. He's like, okay, first off, you say Martian, there's nobody on Mars. No one lives on Mars. He's like, yeah, not anymore. Thanks a lot, Green Lanterns. Where were you for that one? Anyway, shut up. I'm going to read this guy's mind. So he like puts his hand through this dude's mind and like gets real crazy with it until finally he comes back out and he's like, all right, guys. So they call themselves the Keepers, and they are the keepers of your power batteries. And Guy's like, that's impossible. We keep our own power batteries. I mean, there was a period before that where we like wormholed them in and then charged them and then sent them back. But hold on, are you telling me that these guys were on the other side of the wormhole? And Martian Manhunter's like, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm telling you. Those batteries you pulled out of nowhere were actually like these guys' job. Like, and I guess they're kind of pissed that you were not giving them back now, so that's why they're here. Anyway, Stormwatch is not going to be involved in this book, but you should still buy it. And as my parting gift before I wipe your memory of me, because can't have you remembering Martian Manhunter exists for some reason, I will show you what their goal is. And he shows Guy that their final goal is to come to Oa and get the central power battery for themselves. Ooh, spooky. This issue didn't really do anything. Like, it told us finally who the Keepers are. Like, yeah, cool, and it told us like their goal, which is fine. But like, what else did it do? Really? It did a little bit of character development, but like, other than that, the most it did was just buy Stormwatch on shelves now. Like, I don't know. It didn't feel like a particularly like, oh wow, like they even killed a lantern, like literally in front, and it felt so inconsequential immediately. I don't know, it just felt like a nothing issue to me. I'm gonna give this one 5.5, and the only thing that's given it that extra 0.5 over average of 5 is honestly the art. It's nice seeing Martian Manhunter pop up because they did tempt that little, hey, we need a telepath. Who can we pull from the DC universe larger that is a telepath? And I like how he's just like, yeah, no, I'm just keeping an eye on Earth threats because that's what Stormwatch does. So yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I can give it positive because everything else just feels like all right, well we're not doing anything yet. We're just kind of marking time. This issue just didn't feel necessary. I guess that's my biggest complaint. It just didn't feel necessary. So 5.5 for this one. Hope it gets better.